Just a bit of background, I'm very privileged to be in this network and in this meeting. And I've also been privileged to see the growth of the network. So I started the FSD Mozambique Fund in 2014, which was the newest and is still the youngest. And we're looking forward to getting other FSDs on board. One is coming up in Malawi. And so I've also been able to see how FSD Africa has worked with the FSDs and has brought them into this network. And when FSD Africa was created, that was one of its mandates, was to really work with the existing FSDs. And I think we've created a fantastic family, a fantastic group of experts that are thinking about these issues on the continent. And I'm also very proud that these are Africans thinking about African problems in the financial sector. I now sit on the board of FSD Africa, and so I have the opportunity to see what all the other FSDs are doing. And I think this event is a great event, and I know that we're going to do it every year to exchange ideas among the FSDs themselves. But more importantly, to begin to bring in our partners, because each FSD has partnerships with financial institutions, with central banks, with NGOs, with fintech companies, with think tanks. And as we bring in these partners into the network, this just creates an amazing platform to brainstorm some of the solutions that will improve access to finance for our population. I think we're at the cutting edge. We are the cutting edge of financial inclusion. We're actually quite nimble in the way that we can operate in these markets. Yes, there are many other organizations that are working in this space, the World Bank, CGAP, African Development Bank, and I think we can complement what they're doing. But because we have the local presence, the local intelligence, the partnerships, we're quite nimble in the manner in which we can actually put the funding and the technical assistance to work to move with the market, move with the trends, and enhance the activities of players in the market. Wow, financial sector development or the network. What is it going to look like in the next 10 years? I firmly believe that we will have much better access, much better penetration of services that the population requires and that businesses require. The engine of growth has to come from enterprises and the capital markets, the banking sector, the fintech, the savings institutions all have a role to play. And so I would see a lot more depth and reach of the financial system. So we are serving the enterprise sector as well as households and individuals. I also see a great potential and opportunity to expand into the agricultural financial sector, which is a difficult sector to finance. We are seeing different models across the continent in terms of how do you develop the agricultural sector. In a country that I worked in, Mozambique, small-scale farmers have a very important role to play in the agricultural sector, and Mozambique is actually beginning to find innovative solutions to meet the needs of these farmers. I think the technology era is going to have a huge impact on our continent, where we can leapfrog a lot of the growth in the financial sector development by adopting technology solutions, and these are varied from the fintechs to the agritechs to weather index. We are seeing a lot of young entrepreneurs in many of our countries that are coming up with innovative solutions using technology for provision of insurance, for example, technology to allow small-scale farmers to get information about pricing, about weather conditions, and all of that provides a good platform from which financial services can develop. So in the next 10 years, I would see technology as being the anchor from which you will see a lot of change and innovation and much higher levels of financial inclusion. I think it's a fantastic place. It's a fantastic venue, Livingston. It really is absolutely amazing to be here. I think it's a place we should, in a way, think of it as an Indaba. So an Indaba, which is a place of reflection, a place of connecting, a place of networking, a place of getting information, getting ideas, sharing ideas, building new projects, creating partnerships. And so I do hope that we can continue in this sort of atmosphere and an objective, bringing in potentially other players, such as our partners. We have a few of them here, and it's been great to hear their story and to learn, one country from the other about the kinds of partnerships that were developed. So I would see it a continued sort of informal Indaba type events where there is that room for one-on-one discussions or for smaller meetings, not always in plenary. Those are good, but more time to allow, as I call it, deal making between the various players who are facilitating the market, but also who are actually working as participants in the financial sector.